be poured towards you. It will come flowing towards you. The worldly treasures will come flowing towards you. What will you do? How will you be able to constrain yourself? How will you be able to stay on deen and not go against the commands of Allah and get involved in the temptations of this dunya? So this was the concern of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ulama mentioned that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned subbat. Subbat means to pour something. When something is flowing or you're pouring water from a jug, that is called sabba yasubbu. So when dunya will be poured upon you, and today we see what is happening in the Middle East, etc. What's pouring? Oil is pouring. It's flowing. These were exact words which Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used. And we see the condition of the ummah. Not only the Middle East, everywhere, around the world, whether it's Asia, whether it's Africa. Muslims have everything. Allah Ta'ala has blessed us with everything. But together with the treasures of the dunya, what we have done slowly, we have drifted away from the reality of the Sahaba radiallahu anhu, from their lives. The reality of their lives have moved away from us. Sometimes forget about practicing their way of life. Sometimes even to imagine their way of life becomes difficult for us. Like, how did they do it? In Ramadan, they went out in the path of Allah. إِذْ أَنْتُمْ بِالْعُدْوَةِ الدُّنْيَا وَهُمْ بِالْعُدْوَةِ الْقُصْوَى وَالرَّكْبُ أَسْفَلَ مِنْكُمْ. Allah Ta'ala describes the incident of Badr. It happened in the month of Ramadan. That when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam went out of Medina, and the idea was to capture the caravan of Abu Sufyan, who was the arch enemy of Islam at that time. His caravan was coming from Syria. Abu Sufyan had caused, before he became a Muslim, he had threatened the Muslims a lot. And he was one of the main driving person which Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam had to leave Makkah for. But look at the plan of Allah Ta'ala. In Ramadan, Sahaba are hungry, fasting. There's nothing. They didn't even have swords. No camels, no animals. Some Sahaba were barefoot. When you go to Makkah and Medina, try and walk barefoot on the tiles. In that scorching heat of 45 degrees. Forget barbecue, your feet will roast. In this condition, in the month of Ramadan, the command came that now go out. Leave Medina. So they went. Allah Ta'ala says, وَالرَّكْبُ أَسْفَلَ مِنْكُمْ. And Abu Sufyan and his caravan was moving towards the seaside, the seashore. And the Sahaba were waiting for him, coming towards the main. But Allah Ta'ala had His plan. وَهُمْ بِالْعُدْوَةِ الْقُصْوَى. And Abu Jahl and his people, they were coming towards Medina. The Sahaba were unaware. They didn't know that 1,000 men are coming who are armed to the teeth with all the armors and all the horses and all the weaponry. And Sahaba were how many? 300. 313. 313. No arms. No weapons. They had sticks in their hands. Some were barefoot. But well, the command came, we have to go. And too, they surprised when they seen the army coming towards them and residing right in front of them. Here Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam stopped the Sahaba and he asked them a question. If only we can learn this one lesson from today, it will make our life of this world and the hereafter. He asked them this question, that, "Oh my Sahaba, you have two options. Are you ready to move on in the path of Allah, or you want to go back home?" The Muhajirin said, "O Nabi of Allah, we are with you." Again, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam asked the second time, that, "Oh my Sahaba, what do you say?" The Muhajirin said, "O Nabi of Allah, we are with you." Muhajirin, the people who came from Makkah. When Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam asked the third time, the Ansar understood that Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is not indicating to everyone his question is for us, because our homes are in Medina, our farms are in Medina, our businesses are in Medina. So Umar Sa'ad radiallahu anhu stands up and he says, Sa'ad bin Mu'adh radiallahu anhu, and he says, Ata'nina ya Rasulullah, O Nabi of Allah, are you indicating to us? This is in the month of Ramadan, in the scorching heat outside Medina, in the barren land, in the battlefield. O Nabi of Allah, are you talking to us? So Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam replied, yes. So he said, إِذَنْ لَا نَقُولُ لَكَ كَمَا قَالَ مُوسَى لِقَوْمِ مُوسَى. We will not tell you what Musa told his nation, that أَنْتَ وَرَبُّكَ فَقَاتِلًا, that you go. Musa, you and your Lord go and fight. We're going to sit here. That is what the Banu Israel told Musa alayhi salam. When they were told to enter into Baytul Maqdis, they said, no, we're not going to enter. There are people there who will kill us. They are giants. They describe them as giants. They are mighty in power. So Musa, you go alone. We're going to sit here. Then when you win, you got the victory, you call us. So they say, we will not tell you what what the people of Musa told Musa alayhi salam. But we will tell you, O Nabi of Allah, even if you take our lives, you tell us to go to Barkul Ghamad, which is 1,000 miles away. We are ready to go right now. In the month of Ramadan, while we are fasting, while our homes are behind us, our family members, our businesses, our gardens are behind us, if you tell us to go 1,000 miles away right now, O Nabi of Allah, we will go. O Nabi of Allah, you move ahead and you fulfill the command of Allah which Allah has given to you. We will be on your right, we will be on your left, we will be in front of you, we will be behind you. And O Nabi of Allah, whatever you take from our wealth will be more beloved to us than what you leave behind. What you spend from our wealth will be more beloved to us than from what you leave behind. Then Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was satisfied and he went out. And then the Battle of Badr took place, which is great detail of the Battle of Badr, which how many Sahabas lost their lives. But ultimately, Allah Ta'ala gave the Muslims victory. So Allah Ta'ala will test us at times. The month of Ramadan, we are also tested. But what is our test? Our test is not hunger. Our test is not hunger. Our test is the control of the nafs, control of our eyes, control of our ears, what we listen, control of our tongue, what we utter. That is our test. And that is why this month of Ramadan is brought upon us. That in the month of Ramadan, if we can exercise ourselves to stay away from that which is halal, that is food and drink, that out of the month of Ramadan and in the month of Ramadan, more so we should stay away from what is haram upon us. So for Sahaba radiallahu anhum, the month of Ramadan was the month of ibadat, the month of worship, excessive ibadat they used to do. It is mentioned of Hazrat Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu, out of the month of Ramadan, he used to start the recitation of the Quran after Isha Salah. One tabi'i says that I saw Uthman radiallahu anhu, that time he was a Khalifa, Amirul Mu'mineen. Many a times, we have this complaint, maulana, boob is it, no time. There's no time, You go to work, you come back, you pick up children from school, you come back. By the time it's evening, there's no time to read Quran. What must we do? Is that an excuse? We need to make time. Like how we have made everything our priority, above that put Quran as our priority. Put ibadat as our priority. Uthman radiallahu anhu being the Khalifa of 3/4 of the world at that time. Right up till here, till Cyprus. Above Cyprus. Spain, and going in Asia, conquering India right up to the borders of China, into the borders of China. The entire Middle East, Europe, Africa, right till Mozambique, and even further down. This was the empire of Uthman radiallahu anhu. Imagine how busy that man would be. He stands up in the haram after Isha Salah and he starts his Quran. One Tabi'i says, I stood beside him and I thought, let me stand behind Amirul Mu'mineen and enjoy 2 rakats of Salah. But that enjoyment turned out to be, he started reciting Surah Al-Baqarah. He finished Surah Al-Baqarah 3.5 paras. Another joke comes to my mind. Surah Al-Baqarah speaks about the cow. So one maulana decided that today I'm going to read Surah Al-Baqarah in Taraweeh. So first 2 rakats he read to Surah Al-Baqarah. So the brothers behind are all angry and raging. So long Surah Al-Baqarah. What did he speak about? He said, I spoke about the cow. So he said, what are you going to read next? He said, I'm going to read a short one about the elephant. They said, no. Don't read about the elephant. Alam tara. If the cow was so long, imagine how long the elephant will be. So nevertheless, the Sahabi says, the Tabi'i says, I stood behind Uthman radiallahu anhu. He finished Surah Baqarah. He started Surah An-Nisa. He finished Surah Nisa, that's past para 5, juz number 5. He started Surah Al-Ma'idah and he carried on and on and on. I thought he was stopped by Tawbah. He finished para 10, he carried on. I thought he was stopped by Surah Al-Kahf. His half the Quran is finished, he carried on. I thought at least he'll stop by para 20 or something. Or at least he'll stop by Yasin and then finish his second rakat. He carried on until Qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas came. Malikin nas, ilahin nas, min sharril waswasil khannas, alladhi yuwaswisu fi sudurin nas, min al jinnati wan nas, Allahu Akbar. That was the first rakat of Uthman radiallahu anhu. This is out of Ramadan. So imagine the ibadat in the month of Ramadan. What we say, we're very busy. I got this to do and I got that to do. What must I do? There's no time. We need to make time. Time is an elastic. If you make time, it will expand. And if we sleep all day, obviously there won't be time. We stay busy in our business, there's not going to be time. We stay busy in the kitchen, there's not going to be time. Make time for the Quran. Hazrat Shaykh Zakariyya rahmatullah alayhi writes in his book Fadail A'mal, he said, in my home, the ladies and women folk, they compete with each other in reciting the Quran. And sometimes one finish one Quran a day, the other one will finish 2 Qurans a day. Together was doing all the chores of the house. So this is the month of competition. This is the month of going towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nevertheless, where was I? Gee, I can't why. We drifted from the topic. Yes. So the Sahaba radiallahu anhu said, O Nabi of Allah, whatever you take from our wealth, will be more beloved to us than what you leave behind. Then he said, and this is what we need to learn, that, O Nabi of Allah, if you tell us to jump off the cliff of a mountain right now, we will do so without any question. If you tell us to take our horses into the ocean right now, we will do so without any question. O Nabi of Allah, you say what we have to do and we will be behind you. This is what you call obedience. This is ta'at. So in the month of Ramadan, Allah Ta'ala is teaching us this. This is part of taqwa. This is part of the training. That is why in one of the hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, this ummah will stay on khair. This ummah will be on goodness as long as they delay the suhoor and they make the iftar early. As long as they delay the suhoor and they make the iftar early. That doesn't mean the late sahri. It means that when your time is up, you eat right till your time is up. So if it's 1:22 or 2:30 whatever time, you continue eating till 1 minute or few seconds before that.